Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode number 2. Ben and I are talking about setting boundaries, saying no, and everyday life, usual stuff. As always, leave a comment, like down below, whatever's good. Press the buttons, press the bells, press the thumbs, do all the things. Glad to see you. Enjoy. I think this is going to focus in a bit more.
The close-up is good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Well, good morning. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's welcome everyone back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is number 2?
Number 2.
Yeah.
Or I guess the first was a half.
Yes.
So
we had some technical difficulties. Yeah. I have no idea. We're watching the recording today, obviously, to make sure we don't mess that up. But hey, technology, man. Technology fails.
Well, you know the Tenacious D, that greatest song in the world.
Yes.
Song that was. I was thinking, especially the last half of the first podcast. I was thinking this is the greatest podcast episode in the world.
Yeah.
And then it didn't record, but we'll try to capture it again.
And then I ruined it.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
How you been?
I've been good.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah. How about you?
Doing well. Yeah. I guess this is the second time we've done it on a Wednesday. It just fits the schedule better.
I guess that's the theme. Yeah. I guess we're Wednesday.
That's why the coffee's needed. Yeah. That's why the coffee's needed.
Actually, speaking of which, I'm going to grab a bit more. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday is.
If you don't mind pouring me.
I don't know. Is Wednesday hump day, right?
I guess. Yeah. I do shift work, so that means nothing to me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We should show the coffee. I don't know if it's going to pop up on there or not. Whatever. It's Milano Coffee. So Milano Coffee is out of Vancouver. They're here in Calgary as well. This is the Parisian. One of my favorites, really dark, smoky. I made it a bit strong on purpose by accident, but...
Well, they have dark chocolate, burnt sugar, and cassis.
Yeah.
The burnt sugar, that excites me.
Yeah, this was our coffee last time for everyone. I told you I'd bring a bag. It's the Rosa.
Well, and that bold, rich, and classic.
Yeah. I like coffee that tastes like coffee. I mean, I do like other coffees as well, but in the morning, it's that classic coffee, right? It's got to be.
Are you almost going for that burnt?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's one I have at home that I had this week from a roaster in Edmonton called Ace. I'll bring it in.
Okay.
Like super smoky. It's their darkest blend, and it's just ridiculously smoky, and I just love it.
And you enjoy it.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good. Well, it's a good way to start a day.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess should we jump in? We did a good introduction last time.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows who we are, for better or for worse.
You're Sean. I'm Ben.
That's right, Dr. Ben Jespersen.
Yeah.
I can't even say it today. Sean, here. And we'll put the links to You Thrive as usual on the channel so everyone can see.
Yeah.
If you're looking for any services in Calgary, chiropractic, massage, physio, acupuncture, psychology is on there as well.
Yeah.
Ben's just enjoying that music to his ears, me plugging his practice.
Going,
exactly.
Yeah.
But we are here at You Thrive, downtown Calgary, for another session.
Yeah.
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 What are we talking about today?
Well, I believe it was saying no.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe some boundaries and.
Yeah. We brainstorm these sorts of podcast ideas, and for me and you both, saying no was one of those big things. And I'm one of those people that I start with instead of saying, oh well, let's talk about setting boundaries, for me, because my brain goes the opposite, I'm like, say no. Just say no.
And
I start with no.
Okay.
And then I work my way backwards to, oh, what does that mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I kind of wanted to start with why it's so hard for people to say no.
Yeah.
I'll listen to your thoughts.
Are you saying, though, your default is saying no? Is it easy to say no for you?
For me, it is, but I don't mind conflict. I can say no very politely, and I don't hold it against people. That's the thing, you know. If someone says no to me, you know, hey, can we do this? No. Oh, okay. Like, I'm sure there's a reason that somebody has said that to me. Maybe it's not a great reason, but that's not my decision to make. So when somebody says no to me, I mean, you know, asking someone out is a wonderful example of that, right?
Yeah.
People are so afraid to ask someone out. I'm not. Like, I'm really not.
No.
I've gone up to people I've been smitten with, you know, and full on, like, this is what I think. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not easy for, I don't think, anyone, you know, there's still that emotion that's involved. But at the end of the day, if they say no, they're not interested, it doesn't really upset me that much because, hey, you know, like, not everyone is you know, a match. Not everyone is into you or me.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be
Like,
everyone's cup of tea.
You don't take it personally.
No, of course, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I learned that, like, in high school, where I was one of those people pleasers, you know, and I just tried to please everyone. And then I'm like, you know what? There's not every single person in the world is going to like you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And so I realized, I'm like, okay, well, if I can't control other people liking me, which is understandable, then why do I care if they say no?
Yeah.
And it's something that a lot of my friends and colleagues and family throughout the years have given me a lot of, like, kudos for, because I just got the, you know, kahunas, so to speak, to just say, you know, this, or, like, ask for that, or approach that. And again, if people say no, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's, you know, but this is part of why I wanted to have the conversation with you today, is because for me, it's not something that is extremely difficult, and it is about setting boundaries. And there was a good saying. I did some education a couple weeks ago at my place of work, 811 in Alberta, in Calgary here. And being clear is, being clear. It's about being clear. I can't remember what it was. But, like, the more you're clear, the more you're helping someone, as opposed to, oh, well, Ben, maybe we could just try and, you know, if we think, you know, it's like, just tell Ben, oh, Ben, can you do this?
Like, be honest?
Yeah, be clear, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I mean, that makes sense, right? So, I can't remember the saying. Anyway, it'll come to me when the cameras are off, obviously.
But the theme is, be clear. It's actually more respectful.
That's right.
For the other person.
It's better for the other person if you're just clear. And for me, I don't know, I find Western culture, and when I say Western, obviously we're in Canada, but, you know, I find our culture is so tiptoe, don't hurt Ben's feelings. When Ben's like, no, like, it's okay, like, just tell me what, you know what I mean? And I'm that type of person. And to share actually a personal story, my preceptorship, my final preceptorship in nursing in my undergrad, I had a wonderful preceptor. She was lovely, very small, cute, dainty little 25 or so year old nurse, very sweet, you know, and wonderful, and great nurse, great person, pediatrics, this is pediatrics. I had the hardest time getting criticism from her. And I'm like, you know, we don't use names, obviously, you know, Jane Doe, so to speak, right? I'm like, Jane, I'm like, just tell me, it's okay, just, you know, throw me in the mud, you know, like, she's nice. I know she's not going to slag me or tell me, like, you know, like, be emotional with it or whatever. She'd be like, oh, no, that was good. You know, I did a skill, or I did a task, or I did a whatever. And I'm like, no, like, just, okay, what was wrong with it? Like, tell me what was wrong with it. Yeah. Well,
be honest.
And, she, oh, no, it was, and I said to her, I said, do you think I'm as good as the senior nurses on this floor? She's like, well, no. And I'm like, no, I agree with you. I'm like, I'm not even a nurse yet. Yeah. So what's the difference? That's the thing I'm looking for. Yeah. Where I'm here, you guys are here. Yeah. What, you know? Yeah. And I got a little bit, but it was really, really hard. And I mean, bless her, right? You know, and bless a lot of people. They don't want to hurt people's feelings. But for me, I'm just like, it's so much better for the other person and for people in general, just to be honest. It's one thing I appreciate about Brits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll tell you another story. It's a good one. You know, if my old managers are watching, which I know one of them will be.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good friend of mine.
He's English?
No, but I worked in restaurants with them.
Okay.
And British family were in my restaurant, and they had started off in the bar, and I got them in the restaurant, pouring the water, asking, you know, have you looked at the wine menu, etc. And the gentleman says, I won't do a British accent because that would just be, yeah, thank you. You see Ben's reaction. You're welcome, everyone. He said, I was talking to one of the managers in the bar, the stout fellow. Would you send him over? I said, right away, sir. And I brought both of my managers that fit the profile of the stout fellow. Yeah. And I just said to them, I said, look, table 11 said he was talking in the bar with someone about wine. He said, the stout fellow. I'll let you guys decide who he was. And I walked away. Yeah. And they both get it. Like, it's hilarious. It's a funny joke. Yeah. They both were stout fellows. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. No offense given, no offense taken. It's a descriptor. You know, for us, it's a little bit unusual, you know, to comment on someone's body. But it's just a descriptor, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. If someone were to try to separate you from the other people and be like, oh, the guy, and he, you know, he's like mid height, be like, you know, oh, and the bald guy?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, Ben.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It would be okay.
My hairline's going back faster than, you know, tides receding, but, you know, stuff like that. So, anyway, a couple stories just to kind of bring us into that. But I mean,
just being forthright, not beating around the bush.
And what do you think? Why do you think it's hard for people? I mean, I do understand a bit of it, but I want to hear what you have to say about what do you think? Why it's hard for people?
Well, I mean, I think everyone's different. I think there's the people pleasing aspect that you talked about, not wanting to appear like you're rejecting someone or hurting their feelings. Others might be the fear of missing out on opportunity. There might be FOMO.
FOMO for everyone.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, there we go.
As opposed to the joy of missing out, which some people actually, I feel like the older you get, you lean into this joy of, I don't need to do that. And then maybe even from an evolutionary perspective, it's you know, saying yes and being accepted and being part of the group or whatever that is represented safety. You never want to be on the outside. So I think sometimes we fear if we say no too often, someone's going to pass us by or maybe give up on us. But yeah, I have to imagine a lot of it is just people-pleasing tendencies. Like I know for myself, I have a very hard time saying no. I feel like if someone wants to do something with me and I don't want to, if I say no, I take it on. I almost take their feelings on as though it's a rejection. For me, it's much easier to set a date in the future and then make it future Ben's problem. And that's something I've been working on because future Ben doesn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
And the people that I'm committing to and having to cancel and then rebook, ultimately it's not very respectful for them too. But yeah, I think that.
So tell me about that a little bit. I actually want you to expand on that because now you're telling me about a personal experience. You don't have to get too into it with identifiers or anything, but like you just said, okay, so you're like, this person I really need. You know, I don't have the time, but I'm going to book them in. Yeah. And you're like, book them in that week, and you got so much going on. Yeah. Something's probably happening at home. Kids are doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And then you're just like,
for sure.
Like,
yeah, even if there's a desire, you know, to do something with someone, all of those factors add up. Yeah, I think really everyone's different, but what's the rule? There's a saying, I don't know the exact saying, but if you're going to commit to something, commit to it as though it's going to happen tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Not 2-4 weeks away, but I think a typical thing would be someone might, you know, say, hey, let's hang out on a Wednesday, and the week before I'll say, Wednesday's next week, that sounds great, but then Tuesday Tuesday comes around and I'm already thinking the next day, and I'm thinking, potentially of my schedule at home, and I'm thinking, I've been at work, and
the wife's been on the back for a little bit of like a date night or like some time because you've been
exactly
busy
or that, and or the kids do genuinely get excited to see me as the worker. So I started thinking, okay, I actually do want to hang out with that friend. It's important. It's an important thing to do, but also, it's midweek. I've been working. The kids look forward to seeing me. One of them might have soccer. And then I have my dilemma. I'm thinking, oh, why did I book this? And then I create another problem. It's I could have been forthright in the beginning and said to this individual, this hypothetical individual, that may not work because, there's soccer, there's another conflict, which would have been easier. And then pick another day in the future that actually works. But instead, I'm having to rebook with these individuals. And ironically, the fear is the risk is greater there in actually disappointing people, basically being flaky, non-committal. That creates a bigger problem. But that's just my experience, though, because I do definitely have people-pleasing tendencies. I don't want to let people down. I don't want to hurt feelings. I have to imagine that's most people.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that is most people. I think for me, in a positive way, but it got beat out of me through just experience. Do you know what I mean? Where I was just like, I looked on the other side of it, was like, oh, that doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? And everyone's different, right? Sometimes, I will be on the other side of it in the sense of abrasive or rub someone the wrong way, even if I come about it in a positive way, right? Oh, Sean, he doesn't want to help us. No, I just have some other things, you know what I mean? It's like, there is that part of it, right? For me, explanation why, the why is one of the big ones there. For pediatrics, it's one of those things where it's just the example's a lot more present in my mind, where it's just about rephrasing, you know what I mean? And I had a child with a girlfriend, like her child, years ago, and I said to her, I'm like, you say no to your son so much, like way too much. It's not no. The answer is yes, but it comes with other things, right? You know what I mean? So again, like to bring it back to, our sort of example here, it's like, I can do that, Sean, not Wednesday. I can do that in 3 weeks from now, which I know is a long way out. You know what I mean? I can help you with this. This is my limitations, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, could you record a studio session for me? No, that's too big of a commitment. That sounds right away. Yes, I can. I can help you record a studio session. These are my limitations. I don't have the time to, be in the, control room for 8 hours on a Saturday. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that always putting it into those sorts of terms, you know what I mean? I'd love to have coffee. This week is too full for me, right? And for you and the wife, I'd love to have a date night. When you're talking about, when works for you, when works for me. Let's look at something. The next 3 days is not. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And also, that sometimes I think people think that you're pushing other people's emotions out a little bit because I want it now, right? You know what I mean? Like maybe in 3 days I'm not going to be in the mood for a date night, or I'm not going to be in the mood for a coffee or whatever. And we all have those thoughts, it's just like, oh, I committed to coffee with this person. And you love that person, or they're a great person. But you're like, I really don't want to go today. I just don't. I just want to be at home in my pajamas, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But for me, I think just part of that training, that behavior, be like, you don't want to do it, but you've said so, and when you want people to be there for you, or to maintain your relationships, you say yes as well. With the pediatrics, it takes a little bit different form in the example I was talking about, which is you can't do this, you can't do that. it's like, and we're going to talk about setting boundaries, you know, kind of going forward, but I'm like, you can say that to your child, 3, 4, 5 years old, but you just say it in a different way. Yes, you can go, well, yes, we can go mini golfing this weekend. How's your behavior? Right?
Yeah.
Are you brushing your teeth every night properly before bed?
Yeah.
The things that are appropriate for that age, right?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, of course we'll go mini golfing.
Yeah.
Of course. Why would we not go mini golfing, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's financial constraints to everything too.
Yeah.
So, you know, whatever you can afford. We can't afford mini golf. Why don't we try some mini golf in the backyard, or try some frisbee golf in the park, or something like that? It's always a yes, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yet you're saying no.
Yeah.
And I told a girl I used to work with, she was one of the managers, and I said, she was really good at like fitting people in the restaurant and group sales and like parties and I said to her, I said, you know why you're good at that? One of the reasons. And she said, no. I said, because nobody says fuck you quite like you do. And she looked at me because she was a really like polite and nice girl.
Yeah.
She's like, what? And I'm like, no, you just know how to say no properly.
Right.
You just know how to say no properly. Can we do this? Why don't we try that? Okay, we can do that, right?
Yeah.
It's that age old, you know, from restaurants, whoever's watching in restaurants. Oh, do you have 7 o'clock? Not a chance I have 7 o'clock on a Friday when you're calling me day of. I don't have it.
Right.
That's not it. I have 8:30.
Right.
Right? Right? That sort of thing, right? So it's for me, it's just about if you can kind of train yourself a little bit first off to approach it that way of how can I say yes to this person while saying no, and that actually establishes the boundaries. But for me, that's just the sort of the easy way to do it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna help necessarily with certain other parts of setting boundaries, but
Yeah.
it's just about how you approach it, right?
Yeah.
Ben, can we go for coffee? No.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty hard.
That's
stop.
abrasive.
That's
exactly.
pretty abrasive.
Yeah.
Well, what about when you don't want to do something? Like I think we've all had maybe someone pursue us, or
I've never had anyone pursue me.
me neither.
Yeah.
This was just stories I've read.
I've had someone
podcasts I've
chase
listened
me,
to.
if that's what you mean.
Yeah, fair.
Angrily.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, someone pursuing you,
Yes.
platonically,
Yes.
or other,
Yeah.
and you're actually just not interested, or you actually don't have time. I mean, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Again, how do you? Because we're talking about, you know, maybe setting boundaries, or saying, you know, this day doesn't work. How about this day? But what about if it is a full stop?
I usually just come straight out full stop and I say,
Do you actually?
I don't have time for you. No, I'm just
Is
kidding.
that okay? Well, I would envy.
And I make sure I use their name so they know it's them.
Right.
Ben,
So
I don't
there's
have
no-
time for you.
Right.
No.
And it's not that I don't have
Yeah.
time. I actually have plenty of time, just not for you.
For me, I kind of go back to kind of what you said a little bit with future Ben, is I envision myself in 3 weeks having to deal with the consequences of my actions, which is this person is now going to think that I'm interested in them. And again, probably a lovely person. And I have had to, you know, we've all had to turn down someone that we're just not into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, too beautiful, way out of my league. Sorry, it's not.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. That was your issue, I know, in high school. When you had that full lock of those full locks, that's when it was really bad for you. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things where I mean, maybe we're opening another can of worms, which is fine as we do. I'm okay to let you know my feelings. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very emotional and forthright with my emotions. And I don't care what other people think of that. Do you know what I mean? We can have a discussion of why you think I'm so passionate, or why you think I'm, upset, or if I'm being stupid about it. Sure. But, that's how I am. So I will just tell people, like, I think you're a great person, Ben, but I'm just not interested in that way, and I'm really flattered that you would that you would say that. I'm just, or if there are other things, like even, sometimes it's just that awkward timing of life where you're like, you just got out of a long relationship. You're like, I'm not ready to get back into one. And I had one time that I actually went against that philosophy, but there have been a couple times where I was like, no, I just can't be in a relationship right now. I need some me time, and I need to understand me. And sometimes you just need to decompress from a situation that's just happened, for better or for worse. You know what I mean? But just, hey, like, I think you're great, but that's just not where my head's at right now. Yeah. So, and it reflects it on me. I'm not talking about you. Well, Ben, you're kind of a prick, and you don't treat your staff well. So
I am working on it.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, right? It's like, it's not a you thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Once you're in the relationship, I don't like that sort of, it's not you, it's me. Yeah. It's like, well, no, it's a two-way street. And now, if you're going to be there, then you should be wanting to work and compromise. Sounds like there's something, a personal.
Well, it's
sorry, Mrs. Jespersen.
No,
I'm just kidding.
This topic is interesting. I hope I didn't finish all the coffee there.
No. We'll make more, or we'll go get more.
This topic is interesting because I'm actually really profoundly bad at saying no.
I'm glad we.
I'm actually really.
The coffee is finished now.
Okay.
By the way.
Like on the spectrum of people who have a hard time saying no, I'm pretty high up or low, however.
Yeah, depending on how you want to look at it.
I once had to. I had a massage therapist at my old clinic that just wasn't showing up for work, which is not good. And she was a lovely lady. I think she maybe had some health issues, but she always put us in a pickle. Clients would be there and they'd be waiting and she wasn't there. Right. And then we called her and she wasn't coming in.
Right.
And she hadn't let us know. So this went on for a while. So I had a conversation with her in what I thought was ending things. And I did such a poor job beating around the bush that she showed up for work the next day, and I had to do it all over again.
You're like,
and I think again for me, we've talked about it a little bit, but I always have to think of future Ben, because I'm always screwing future Ben over. Mm-hmm. That Ben is just getting punished by present Ben, and I always go back to, oh my goodness, what's the future version of me going to have to deal with? So that story of thinking I was letting go of this staff member, them coming to work the next day and then having to do it all over again, certainly wasn't good for me. It definitely wasn't good for them. It wasn't compassionate. Yeah. So again, going back to the being clear part, I think it's a really good quality, and doing it respectfully, right?
Yeah. And part of it too is not just thinking about me and future Sean, it's thinking about future them. Right?
I mainly think of future me.
True.
I'm really not.
Yeah, but honestly, like, how bad is it going to be if you got into a relationship with someone you really didn't want to get into a relationship with, and you just keep kicking the can? What, weeks, months?
Yeah, I mean, it's
years, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I was never really that into this, and well, that wasn't my. If I'm on the other side of it, my interpretation was you said yes, you wanted to be in a relationship, and it doesn't have to be an intimate one, even friendship. You know what I mean? How many people? Do you meet and you're like, friendly, male, female, opposite sex, same sex, whatever. Oh yeah, you're a great person. Like, let's do coffee, and then they don't. No, I'm busy. Oh, I thought you said you wanted to do coffee. I wouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like, you could have just said no, thank you so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
Well,
it's
and
fine.
maybe that bleeds into our Canadian politeness
there
of
we
expressing
go. I like
that
this.
intention, right? It's like, and I guess it's a way of I think I've even been guilty of saying, yeah, we should grab a beer, we should grab a coffee. I think I know full well we won't, but in another life where maybe I had more flexibility, not like I don't have flexibility, but I would. Maybe it's paying that person a compliment, but maybe it's a weird Canadian politeness that's not disingenuine completely, but it's slightly flawed.
Yes. Yeah, I tend to agree, because, and I think that I think that there comes a complacency, right? Because you're just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and then someone has to break out of it.
Yeah.
Either yourself where you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
going another topic in the same category of saying no and boundaries that I see and hear about all the time are families with extracurricular stuff going on. So kids, sports, music, any extracurricular stuff, where families I feel like are committing to a lot, out of slightly different pressures though. There's I think pressures, again, fear of missing out for their kids. My kid won't have that opportunity to bond with teammates. They won't have that opportunity to maybe go pro, even though no one's ever going pro.
Yeah.
Statistically,
absolutely.
they're not going pro.
Yeah.
But I see that on the family level, where families are spread thin because they feel like they should do all of those things.
Yeah, a very close person to me, again, not naming names, very close person to me.
Rhymes with? We do rhymes with?
Rhymes with Schmenjamin.
Jespersen.
Yeah. Okay. Two kids, and they weren't financially well off, but they were, average, maybe a little bit above, but not well off by any means.
Middle.
Felt that pressure from all the other families of like, oh, my kid does swimming and judo, or I don't know, ballet, and like 4 things. And they got into it for about sort of like 3 years and realized their kids are missing out on childhood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, no, you choose 1.5. Like one's your main, and then one's like a sort of like more of a backup. Like, because again, if you want to play hockey seriously or do ballet seriously, sure. And if things come around where you want to give it a crack at professionalism or being a professional, sure. But okay, we're not getting into that conversation obviously, but it's like, one's your main, one's kind of a backup, like hobby type thing. That's it. You choose what you want. You have all the options, because it was like swimming Monday, it was karate Wednesday, it was singing on Friday, it was ballet. It was like, never mind the money, which again, they weren't well off, but they could afford all those, which again, I thought was pretty crazy. But anyway, it was just one of those things, and they just realized like their kids, they're not doing anything except for these activities. And then, and you hear how I enunciate that, but just to be kind of curt with it, is like, you're actually missing the experience, because you're so, you know what I mean? It's like, imagine just studying for things, but never actually doing them. Yeah. Oh, a lot about that. Oh, have you ever done that? It's like, no. Well, do you enjoy that? Well, unless studying is what you enjoy. No, I don't.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So did they correct course or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they gave their kids a choice. They said plainly, nicely, this is too much. Yeah. You choose. You get to choose. You want to do the swimming? You want to do the thing? And again, like, you choose the main one, and then you choose one as a backup that will be... Yeah. Again, it'll be serious, but not as serious. So again, if you want to just like be a swimmer, right? Yeah. We will do swimming. We'll go to the meets, we'll go to the things, and then if you want to do singing or whatever, then that one will take the back seat to swimming. Yeah. Great. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then they had so much more time seeing family. Grandparents want to see them. They want to see their grandparents, obviously. Friends, birthday parties. Oh, we can't go to this birthday. You have to swim. You go swimming. Yeah.
So I guess when you're saying yes to something is saying no to something else, right? Always. There's and it's not, I mean, saying yes is also good. Activities are good. Yeah. Sports can be good. I guess it's fluid. It's different for every family. Actually, the families that I see that maybe thrive the most with a bunch of activities are the ones where the parents are also invested in it. Yes. They're excited about it. And I do hear about that all the time. And then it's a family, everyone kind of wins in the family. It's a family thing, soccer families or maybe hockey families. But yeah, just as often people are not thriving.
When you put it that way, like saying yes is saying no to something, or saying no is saying, when you put it that way, it's absolutely true. And for me, when you say it like that, what rolls around in my head is to be like, okay, yeah, you're right. So the thought process for me, or the question becomes, okay, what do I want to say yes to, and what do I want to say no to?
Right.
And when you can put those things together, then that lays your plan, and then it's just a matter of grabbing your courage and executing it, right?
For
You
sure.
know what I mean? Future Ben does not want to deal with this.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes to future Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. And his emotional well-being, which
Yeah.
I'm just making that up, but I just mean even your emotional well-being. That's a valid enough reason.
Yeah,
that's
for
a
sure.
totally valid reason. So,
For sure.
you say, I know that I'm going to be upset about this, or I just know I'm going to be in an awkward situation.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like house parties. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not that I. You know, at my age or our age, there's like house parties, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even big events.
Yeah.
I'm really just like, oh my gosh.
Is that not your thing?
No, it's
No,
kind of
no.
weird because I'm so like
Yeah, that surprises me.
ebullient, yeah, and
surprises me.
extroverted. I guess maybe I just had such a fill when I was younger, not of house parties, but of just like that social.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That I don't know. I'm like, oh, do I really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy, and I guess maybe part of it. Hey, let's let me lay down, and we'll get the specs on and
Yeah.
start writing.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that because this is my personality, I know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even because it's subconscious at this point, right? I know I'm going to be just like, you know,
Right.
and my energy is going to be like that. So I'm just like, you know what I mean?
So it's a big
But-
it's a big commitment in
Yeah.
terms of energy.
That's changing a bit. I went to a wedding recently for an old student of mine.
Yeah.
Wonderful wedding, beautiful wedding. Really happy, really just lucky to, that I have made a mark on my students.
Yeah.
And that's the second or third wedding I've been to. It's really good. Anyway, but I didn't have that feeling that much anymore. So I don't know, maybe it's changing, but yeah, I'm not one of those, I don't know. I haven't been one of those people that just is like, yeah, let's go do that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I do love social situations, but that sort of, it seems so forced and contrived sometimes, right?
For sure.
And maybe that's it, where it's like, if you're like, oh, hey, it's, Mufasa's birthday. It's Mufasa's.
Is it
it's
actually?
No.
Because
If
I was
you
wondering.
if you told me that, and you're like, why don't you come around for the birthday party? It's like, I would be like, well, no, like that's your
Yeah.
12-year-old son.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lovely that you would want to invite me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be cake. There'll be adults there, of course,
Yeah.
and because everyone's parents will be around. Oh, you remember blah blah blah's parents, and you remember whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Like simply, I'd just be, I can say it like that because of
Yeah.
our conversation, our relationship. But I would just be like, no, not interested. I'm not interested. You
Yeah.
know, and I would explain that in a nice way. But I'd be like, no, that's what I mean, right? Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I did go to Mufasa's birthday, and it was wonderful. It was fantastic.
yeah.
Okay, how would this go? I mean,
Hold that thought. For people who haven't watched the first episode, I named all of Ben's children with M's at the beginning, but then I couldn't get a fourth, and so Ben said
Just throw
Mufasa.
Mufasa.
So Ben has a child named Mufasa,
Yeah.
if you've watched the first episode.
yeah.
Because
And
we
I
don't name names, so we make names up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
go ahead.
So my fourth is my 7-year-old is Mufasa.
Mm-hmm.
This is this seems too obvious, but if we're asked to do something, it seems too simple. But we should allow ourselves to pause and think, do I want to do this? Is, again, thinking of the future version of ourselves and the future version of the person we're committing to and might end up flaking on. That seems like a good starting point. Do I want to do this? Okay. Will I want to do this? If it's yes, then we make plans. If it's no, what do we? I mean, it should be that simple.
Right. Yeah, it should be, but here's the thing that I think of right away is like, people don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, a lot of people run into like, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then they end up in their, basement,
Right, we have to be pushed sometimes.
Right. Yeah, so let's talk about that. So where, like in that sort of thing, like where, you make an assumption that, okay, well, people want to be the best version of themselves. That's not always it.
No.
Or people want to excel. That's not always it. And it's hard to keep those things in mind, right? Where you're like, because yeah, I mean, if you're keeping those things in mind, that's perfect. Where you're just like, is this something I want to do? And you loop all those things together as far as, you know, do I want to do this? Okay, well, you know, I also want to be a good friend, right? So I want to be there for Ben just as much as Ben's there for me. So do I want to, you know, go to Mufasa's birthday party? Well, no, but maybe Ben wants me to be there because there's not going to be a lot of people show up or something. And I'll be like, yeah, no, you know what? Or, you know, Ben wants to go for coffee because he's, you know, having a hard time firing his masseuse or whatever, you know what I mean?
Or just maybe having a hard time.
In general, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, you know, well, I'm working this weekend, which I am, but, you know, but, you know, I'm going to be really tired. I work at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday. Yeah. That's true. I do work.
That is true.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay,
true.
Okay.
But my point is like, but if I wanted Ben to be there, right? So, you know, but even just going further than that sort of future self, right? Yeah. That's the thing. And I think in this day and age, especially with the younger generation and the younger generation, like the Gen Z, and like the Gen Alpha even, but like the Gen Z, like they grew up in in front of that computer screen, and it's really hard for them to get out. Not even if a lot of them have motivation. And let me just speak quickly about like Gen Z in my sort of estimation. A lot of people think like they're lazy and this, that, and the other thing. Not in my experience. They work their asses off. Like, and again, being a nursing instructor at one of the universities here, you know, I've seen them work their tails off, but they're still a product of their environment as far as they grew up in that computer sort of thing, and everything comes to them from the computer, right? Yeah. Everything comes to you, right? Even us now, you know, our computers, our phones, it all comes to us. So why am I going to make that? Why am I going to spend that effort to go out there? And it's a tough one. It's really a tough one. And I think that is partially inhibitory of what you're talking about, of like, for sure. of saying, do I want to do this? Of course I don't want to do this. What I would like is someone to fan me with palm leaves and feed me grapes. Right. And
right. Yeah, so I guess you're right. Making every decision based on what we want to do. I would not work out because I don't want to. Not always fun. I probably wouldn't have come to work today, and I love my job. But yeah, I guess that alone is not is not the only question to ask.
So balance, I think what you're touching on partially is balance. Yeah. You want to be there for your kids, great, but you're not just all there, right? Because you want to be there for your wife. Yeah. You want to do your career in the sense that you love your career.
For sure.
You do want to also be able to pay for the bills. Yeah. So that's,
This sounds like balance to me then.
Balance,
like
yeah,
that's
there's
part
a
of
lot
this
of
equation,
balance.
right?
Part of it, yeah.
What's going to burn me out? What's going to push me too far? Is making that commitment going to spread me too thin? Is saying yes, they're saying no to other more important areas and kind of bleeding on energy and time that's finite.
What would you say maybe as far as setting boundaries? Because again, I think that comes into this balance, right? The conversation you had with your wife about doing your master's of psychology, right? I didn't have that conversation in the sense of with a significant other. I had to weigh it out and be like, do I want to put that work in? The answer was yes. Yeah. Do I want to pay that money? Sure. No, but you know what I mean? Like, am I willing to pay that money? Am I willing to do the work for what's sure? So tell me, you don't have to tell me about personally that conversation with your wife, but how is that, how do you set boundaries in that, or like in this sort of balance piece? Like what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, again, everything for me is triaged with, as I hit my mic, how it impacts our family.
Right.
The benefits of doing that example of my master's versus what are some potential conflicts or barriers or hardships, including time and spending money and all of those things. So it's just balancing, the net impact on the family. So yeah, that decision.
So if I came to you
Yeah.
as a patient, and again, we're not going to
Yeah.
get too specific because again, go see your own psychologist, go see
Yeah.
your own doctor, all those
Yeah.
things. But if I came to you, I'm like, Ben, I have a new priority, I have a new goal. I really want to do my master's. I got a wife, I got 4 kids at
Yeah.
home, I got these things. I don't know what to do. Like my wife's begging for my time, my kids got soccer, blah, blah, blah. Like, what would you say for me from an outside perspective to just be like, okay, we need to say no to some of these things. We need to set some boundaries to some of these things. How would you approach that? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say no to your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
That's the starting point. Just a hard no.
Whoever said happy wife, happy life,
Yeah.
stupidest person ever lived.
Yeah. That's been debunked.
Debunked.
Yeah.
There's actually research. No,
there
there's
are
not. Time out.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Yeah, no.
I mean, every family's different. The capacity of every individual, every family is different. For one individual, doing their master's might take away significant time and energy from the family. Other people have more capacity. We don't all show up the same. It's not fair. Some people have more energy. Some people are quicker with school. So every situation is different. But yeah, I would say, again, personally, I will, as hard of a time as I have it saying no, I do guard my family life quite a bit.
Yeah.
So for that individual,
if there was a health concern at home and you were like thinking of it, you'd be like, no, I need to take care of this.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
Go
sure.
ahead. For that. Sorry.
So yeah, for that individual, if family was the priority, and I would hope it would be, then yeah, it would have to be timing is everything, and it might have to be a no with school for now, right?
Yes.
If the family
for now.
spread thin for now,
Yeah. Keep going.
and maybe forever, but for now, it has to work. There's a lot of examples, especially when it comes to academia and or career, where people have made incredible sacrifices, and they've done very well, but the sacrifice has been too great.
Yes.
Dad's not around, or
Yes.
Mom's not around, whoever the worker, and
Yeah.
is that worth it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Mom's got her own nice car to drive. Dad's got his own nice car
Yeah.
to drive, and the relationship's breaking up after 20 years. And
Yeah.
Ooh, well.
Yeah. So
at least you got a nice car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think to kind of build off what you said, like what you said about capacity, I think that really, when to kind of bring it into help answer my question, but bring what you said to help answer my question. I just say, like, I think people have to assess that capacity as well. So setting your boundaries, like first off, you have to set goals. And then within that, you can do that. Okay, so I have a goal to do my master's. Well, I have a wife and child, et cetera. Okay, great. And then that capacity, I just really like that. I'm going to be taking that home today, really.
That's good.
And okay, what's my capacity for it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What's the people who are in my life, what is their capacity for it? You know what I mean? When I was in my undergrad, oh man, I had literally in my schedule, I had 4 hours a week of personal time, and I would literally slot people in, whoever got it. My mom, my best friend, other people. I had 2 hours on a weekend, and I had like an hour on 2 weeknights. And I was like, oh, hey, Sean, haven't seen you. I'm like, I got Thursday at 7 and Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they were, what? I'm like, that's what I have.
Yeah.
Physical health is something that I need to do. As you know, I have back issues because you treat me for my back issues. So I have to stay physically fit, whatever that means. So I have to exercise. I had to keep my exercise. That has to be a priority. So I can't let that go. So I would be working out, 5 times a week in the morning before even school. I'd be up and out and stuff like that. I got my schoolwork. I have to work and pay my bills as well. I was working almost full time. Tell me where the time is in that for people. And, my roommate was kind of flabbergasted because he's like, it's ridiculous. Like your schedule is, because he would see me, what I mean? He would see exactly what I was doing. And I wasn't just, Netflix and, you know what I mean? I was like, and he'd want to do something. I'd be like, Tuesday at 7
Yeah.
or Saturday at
Small
2 or whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But that capacity, so taking that back, I'm just running that in my head right now. So just taking that back and being like, how can I do in this? What's my capacity for this? I think that's just a great thing for people. And you're right, because not everyone shows up the same way, and not everyone shows up for the same things, right?
No.
Because of priorities, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
if you tell me one thing, I might be like ready to go, and then you tell me like another, I'm like, sure, I'll do it, and I will, and I'll be happy to do it, so to speak. But I'm not going to be like
Exactly.
stuff like that. So
we're complex, is what I'm hearing here. We're there's a lot going on with humans, apparently.
I thought you meant between you and I. Like we're very
No,
complex.
you and I are complex.
Yeah, we're very complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, no, we are. No, absolutely. And, breaking it down and saying it out loud too, right? I think that just helps,
Yeah.
Me. This is why we're here, right? This
sure.
is why we're here.
Yeah.
So,
I think like anything, though, I think guilt, I don't think we've discussed guilt. When we say no, I mean, I hear this all the time from other people, and I feel this too. Saying no, people feel guilty. And sometimes I think guilt is a signal to do something differently, or maybe we've done something wrong, or there's a need to feel guilty. But very often it's kind of breaking a habit, and it just feels unnatural. But I think starting small, practicing saying no with little things and creating that muscle, I think, like anything, is an important place to start. Practicing it, practicing little things.
And small, 100%.
Small things, not big things. Will you be my best man? No, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Although we're allowed to say that. But something where the consequences don't feel big. But I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
Future Ben doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say no. Something little.
Yeah. I made a concerted effort when I was like 17, 18 to get rid of all those tiny little lies. And what do I mean by that? You come in, you got a new shirt. Oh, Sean,
what do you
do
think?
you like my shirt?
What do you think?
And I would be like, oh, yeah, of course, it's nice, Ben. Oh, yeah, it's nice. And I don't like it, though. Let's just say, right? But there was a girl I worked with at a restaurant when I was in high school, and she had a new haircut, and she was like, oh, what do you think? And it was like this. And she's a very attractive person. I didn't like the haircut. And I said to her, when she first asked, I said, oh, it's nice. Yeah, no, thank you, whatever. And then I literally just paused, and I said to her, Jane Doe, of course. I said, Jane, I just lied to you. I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. It's good, but it's not my favorite. I like you with long hair. And she looked at me like, what?
Yeah.
Now, we had a good relationship. She was like a good friend. I think we dated for like two seconds back in the day.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, like, thank you. Like, I appreciate that. And I was just like, validated.
If someone's going to say, do you like this?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. And I also didn't clobber her like, oh, Bob, ooh, short hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate short hair.
For sure.
Right? Oh, that's just not my thing. It's like, no, I could still be, I just be like, I prefer you with long hair. That's me. I'm a longer hair kind of guy for the most part. There's a lot of, I'm just thinking, I'm like, there's a lot of nice short haircut people, you know what I mean? But anyway.
No, that's
Amanda Tapping, for those who know, for those who don't know, Amanda Tapping. Okay, quick story.
I don't know Amanda Tapping.
Amanda Tapping is an actress from Stargate SG-1. Now, I never watched a lot of that, but I worked in Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver. Vancouver, they shoot everything in Vancouver. And she was there with her husband, and she was either extraordinarily pregnant or she had just had a baby. I think she had just had a baby.
Yeah.
Her mom was there, her husband and I. And I was their waiter. And I'd never, ever done anything like this. I said to her husband, like in the show, she's a butch, like space trooper type thing. Yeah. She's really butch, and she has a short haircut. Anyway, she's got that short haircut. she had left the table and her husband was paying. Husband, you know.
Yeah.
And I said to her husband, I said, you know, I don't mean to be so bold, but your wife is extremely beautiful. I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know what came over me. I don't know what came over me, but she was gorgeous, just gorgeous, like just absolutely beautiful. And she's, you know, she's a butch like army person, right? And I said that if she's watching, then she'll probably she would never know. Maybe if her husband's watching, her husband will remember. They're not watching. They're not watching at all. Yeah. But anyway, that's a little anecdote. But yeah, no. Again, and it goes it's kind of funny. That goes back to you know what I mean. It goes back to. I don't have that. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another just tiny story is like working in a restaurant. I came in and to a table and I saw this lady's shoes underneath, beautiful peach shoes. Don't make fun of me, everyone. And it just came out of my mouth. I'm like, your shoes are fantastic.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
And she just was like this, and her husband was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't know. Because I'm not trying to, like, she was obviously with a guy. You know what I mean?
You're not trying to be forward about her peach
But I was
shoes.
like, I'm so sorry. She's like, that was the most amazing thing. And I was just utterly apologetic. And then I went back to the table and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry, you know? And she's like, no, you know what's funny? My husband bought these for me. And he wasn't believing me that I liked the shoes.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think. He's like, he thought I was just saying that.
Yeah.
And you've validated that these shoes are
saved
fantastic.
Our marriage.
Yeah,
you saved our marriage.
That's exactly it.
You saved our marriage.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Do peach.
These were like.
Do they come from
beautiful.
A can?
No, peach color.
They don't come from a can. They weren't put there by a man?
No. Oh, no.
No.
What song are you doing that? I can't remember.
Presidents of the United States of America. Yeah.
Millions of peaches.
That's right.
Peaches for me.
So I have, I have teenage boys, and especially my oldest, my 15-year-old, thinks the 90s is really cool. So I get to relive a lot of this
So
music.
he's not the smart one in the... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. The 90s were great. I love the 90s. I grew up in the 90s.
They were. Although looking back, I mean, some of it's pure nostalgia and not that great. But anyways, I've listened to that song fairly recently. Yeah, it's interesting. So I mean, there's a lot of again, we're all unique. Saying yes or no shouldn't be complicated, but it kind of is. We're weighing other people's feelings. We're weighing maybe our past experience, some of us being rejected.
Yes.
It also is, weighing just time. I have a desire to actually hang out with that person, but I don't know if I have time, right? I think there's a whole lot of things going on. I think the older we get, there's this balance. You were saying before, we might have an inclination to say no. We have to push ourselves sometimes. The older we get, I feel like the social circle shrinks a little bit.
Yes.
And some of that is okay. Some of it's not great. We know down the line when we're in our 80s, loneliness is a thing, right? Like we do have to nurture relationships and we have to build relationships. But along the way, I guess we don't want to spread ourselves too thin, burning out.
Yeah.
Have you ever hung out with someone? Have you ever been in a situation like I am right now where... Just kidding.
Just say it. Just say it.
Where you're there just out of obligation.
Yeah.
I knew that's not me right now. This is great. But how
the
does
thing
that,
for you
because
is like I said it last time, you're only here because I bring coffee. That's it. It's like there's the obligation, but you're like, man, Sean brings some good coffee though.
Yeah. And
I will sit and listen to his bullshit.
Yeah.
Because in essence, you've checked out. You're like, I'm just going to check out and drink coffee.
Well, now that the coffee's gone, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah, we'll cut it. We'll wrap.
Well, this is actually this. I am a mover. I'm always moving. This gives me opportunity to sit on a couch and drink coffee.
Yeah.
And hang out and chat with someone who I actually genuinely want to hang out with. But isn't it funny as an adult, even in your 40s, still finding yourself, or maybe you don't anymore. I've really cleaned this up quite a bit, but still every once in a while being in a social situation where I've committed and I actually don't want to be there. And I'm like, I feel obligated to be here. And again, I've said no to something else important, even my own need to recharge, right? It's an interesting...
I have those times, and for me, I think about, okay, you feel that way because of your own devices.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing people say, like, this is a bad example, but I just have to, it's just easy to make. You're having a conversation with your wife. She starts crying. People will say, Ben, why'd you make Jane cry? Ben did not, you cannot make someone else. She's crying for her own reasons, okay? Now, if something's malicious, that's a different story,
Sure.
right? But it's like, no, it's like you come to your own. I've lost what you were just saying as far as I want to relate it back to what you were saying there. What did you
Well, I
say?
can loop it back, but yeah, Mufasa made her
No. But
No,
like,
I'm
what were
kidding.
you saying before? Like,
Obligatory.
yes, thank you. Yeah. So what I say is it might be out.
I know
we
we're
might have
out,
to get.
but
We might have to get some.
I'm just going to try to squeeze out.
Yeah. Just pull it. It doesn't twist.
Pull.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
there we go. Yeah.
See, no, there's a splash here.
Yeah.
Okay, so obligatory.
Yeah. So what I think in that situation is I say, this is my own BS.
Yeah.
You've committed to this.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to sit there and be miserable, or you're going to no, you decided. So buck up, put your positive pants on,
Yeah.
and be present and engage.
Yeah.
Okay. Relate it to the masters that you did, I did, whatever. Same thing. You chose to.
Yeah.
So you're going to go there and get C minuses? No. Like, you know, when you're in kid in high school and junior high, it's a different. But when you're 40 years old, decide to do your masters, you're going to do well.
Yeah.
Why? Because you've made a concerted decision and effort, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I do. Is I'm like, yeah, there are those times, and I'm like, again, yeah, I'd love to be at home with people, fanning me with palms and feeding me figs.
Wonderful.
That would be lovely. That's not life, man. So I can keep my head in the sort of, I could be watching Netflix right now and like a Timothy Chalamet and whatnot, or I have to be here with Ben. Or I can be present and I can do it. So for me, whenever those things happen, that's where I go with it. Is I'm like, no, it's like you decided. So, and same thing with that future Sean, right? Whether I can reflect on the poor decision I made for future Sean, that's still a me issue, and I can be like, man, what an idiot! Why did you commit to this? But when I'm there, but you did commit to it. So now you're going to be present and you're going to give it your all, so to speak. So,
For sure.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
I rambled a little bit.
No. It makes it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, I think the flexibility maybe to say, because capacity changes and we're dealing with maybe even potential burnout in the future with all of these things, is maybe a fair thing to say would be, if this is the truth, I would love to grab a coffee with you. Can we chat next week? I might be overwhelmed by these things. I might blah, blah.
That's right.
But my intention is I would love to be able to do that. Let's touch base next week.
I know we had plans for coffee tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've had a long week.
Yeah.
Who doesn't respect that? We all do. Because we've all had a long week.
Yeah, the honesty
so
would be...
That's right, exactly. So it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, and if, even if one of us canceled today, oh, Sean, you know what?
Yeah.
Plus, I want to give this my best effort.
Yeah.
So, and if I wake up and I'm just like,
If it's not going to be good.
then why force it? You know what? Let's reschedule
For sure.
and go from there. Yeah.
I want to hear more about, you brought up Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet.
It's none of your concern, actually.
You brought
It's
up
none of your business.
Netflix,
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
Who doesn't
and
love Timothy Chalamet? Come on.
Actually, yeah.
He's just, who doesn't love him? I love to use him
Dune.
as an example.
Yeah.
Dune, everything. He's just.
Have you
just
seen the
because
Bob
of-
Dylan?
I haven't seen it.
me
No,
neither.
that one
looks good.
Yeah, I haven't gone to a lot of movies recently. I try to get out. I've got a lot of movies at home I haven't watched yet because they were on sale.
Yeah.
Like literally, and I'm trying to get through some of the old classics. I just ordered Ingmar Bergman's full collection from the Criterion Collection in the States. It's Unobstructed View in Canada.
Okay.
It's not shipped yet, but I'm just so I got 40 Bergman movies to watch when it comes in, which
you
again
got a
will take
lot
me
on
time.
it.
Yeah. So anyway, but
So you'll be saying no a lot.
yes, yeah. Sorry, I'm watching Persona.
Yeah.
And I cannot, talk
Yeah.
with you right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's. I don't know. Is that a good place to wrap up?
I think so. I think
Anything
we
you wanna
covered.
add?
We covered all the bases. No, I think it's. I think the take-home message is we're all different.
You got to assess your own situation.
Yeah.
You got to assess your future self, right?
Yeah.
In part of this, and I think we're going to talk about that a little bit more. That sort of future self. I love how we've brought it in here.
Yeah.
I think we will come back to that at certain things, but in essence, that's what separates us from animals, and
Yeah.
even my sister's dog is like super smart.
Yeah.
Super duper smart.
But he's not thinking of his future.
That's right. If you have me with food in my hand, or
Yeah.
her, who she is, her favorite person. You know what I mean? Like that's like
Yeah.
my sister had her since she was this big.
I've met your sister's dog.
Yeah, Cora. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually a real name right there,
Yeah.
Cora. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Mufasa's-
guys will meet my sister actually, because she's going to be on the podcast.
great.
We're going to talk about being opposite gender role in a she's in a big boys industry, and I'm in a predominantly female industry. 90%, 92% nurses are
Yeah.
female. So we're going to have that talk. But anyway, if I have food, but my sister would try to call her or
Yeah.
try to, or she wants to do something, no, she's going for the food every
Yeah.
time. The food every time.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the food is
wins.
consumed, then it's gone.
Right.
We're gone. Now we understand. Oh, yeah. Sean
Right.
is not my favorite person.
Yeah.
At all. In fact, I dislike him.
Yeah.
But he had
Actively.
bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bacon,
Yeah.
bacon
Just like
wins.
you.
Yeah, there was coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the coffee's gone.
And see you guys next
yeah.
time.
Yeah. Next time. And let's wrap.
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That was
yeah.
good.
Good. Yeah.
And that's about it. Well,
That's it.
happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.